Hi, my name's Andrew Park. I'm the Green Party candidate for Winnipeg South Centre. So, Bill C-51, let's just talk about what has been amended. One thing that's been amended is the word lawful was taken out of the sentence with protests in it. And that meant basically that protests that were not approved, that did not have a license, would be allowed to pass, that people would not be arrested for making such a protest, whereas before you might have been arrested and been branded as terrorists for making that protest. So one word was taken out, lawful, and let's admit good where it exists, that this has actually made life a little bit more secure for protesters like us. But let's talk about what's been left in Bill C-51. A judge can be approached and asked to sign a warrant that will contravene the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, that will allow a citizen's charter rights to be removed and violated. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, you do not protect freedom by taking away our charter rights. You do not combat terrorism by taking away our charter rights. And let's just think about some of the attitudes that have led up to Bill C-51. For instance, the other day you had the Minister of Public Safety, Stephen Blaney, talking about using the Prevention of Terrorism Act to pre-criminalize some forms of speech. So we are now officially in Minority Report territory, ladies and gentlemen, where you can be pre-criminalized for something that you potentially set out to turn on Facebook. So, I'm sorry, this is not acceptable in my Canada, and this is not acceptable in any civilized country, as a report from the European community made very clear recently. And I know we all need to get going on the march. I don't know about you, but I'm freezing. But I'm afraid I can't leave without passing on to Mr. Trudeau. And Mr. Trudeau said, my Liberal MPs will vote for this bill because when we're elected to the government, we're going to change it. But what Mr. Trudeau failed to tell people is that there is absolutely no guarantee that he will be the next Prime Minister of Canada. So what he did amounted to basically holding your votes hostage in order to persuade you to vote for him, in order to repeal a bill for which his MPs should never have voted. So I'm sorry, you know, with all due respect to Robert Falconer-Ouellette, and I think any candidate, anybody who puts themselves forward for political office deserves a certain amount of respect no matter what party they're in, because being a candidate is difficult. Being a candidate is hard work, as I'm finding out. But I'm sorry, the question that everybody should be asking Mr. Ouellette is, if you were an MP in Parliament right now, would you have voted for that bill? Thank you.